In a peaceful village, there lived a young man who was cheerful and carefree. He enjoyed life as it came, spending hours on his mobile, scrolling through social media, watching videos, and chatting with friends. He never thought much about the future, he just went with the flow. But as time passed, he began to notice something. His childhood friends, who once laughed and played with him, were now achieving great things. Some excelled in their studies, others built successful careers, and a few even started businesses. One evening, they all met after a long time. The atmosphere was joyful, but as they talked about their achievements, the young man felt something strange. It wasn't jealousy, but a deep realization creeping into his heart. Why didn't I do the same? I studied, I worked, but why am I still in the same place? What did they do differently? As he listened to their stories, a painful thought hit him: he had been wasting time. That night, he lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. A storm of emotions swirled inside him: regret, confusion, and frustration. It felt as if he had been sleepwalking through life while his friends had been running toward their dreams. The next day, unable to shake off the feeling, he sat under a large tree, gazing at the sky. For the first time in his life, he felt lost. He wanted to change, but he didn't know how. Then, he overheard some villagers talking nearby. "The wise monk in the monastery, his words can change a man's life," one of them said. The young man's heart skipped a beat. Maybe he can help me. Determined to find answers, he set off toward the monastery. When he arrived, the monastery was silent, surrounded by towering trees that swayed gently in the wind. Under a grand banyan tree sat an old monk, his face calm, his presence radiating peace. The young man hesitated, then took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Master," he said, his voice heavy with emotion, "I feel lost. My friends are moving ahead in life, achieving their dreams, while I remain the same. I have studied, I have worked, but I have not progressed like them. Why? What am I doing wrong?" The monk looked at him with kind eyes. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he asked, "Tell me, young man, when you hold sand too loosely, it slips away. But when you grip it too tightly, it escapes as well. What is the right way to hold it?" The young man frowned, unsure of the answer. The monk smiled. "The answer is balance. Life works the same way. If you live without purpose, you lose your way. If you live in fear, you never move forward. But if you balance action and learning, you grow." The young man looked down, realizing the truth in the monk's words. "But master," he asked, "how do I change? How do I walk the right path?" The monk nodded. "Let me tell you a story. Once, in a distant land, two travelers set out on a journey to reach a golden city, a place said to be full of opportunities and success. The first traveler walked with purpose. He had a map, a plan, and the determination to reach his goal. He faced obstacles, rivers to cross, mountains to climb, but he never lost sight of his destination. The second traveler, however, walked without direction. He enjoyed the scenery, stopped at every village for entertainment, and spent hours resting under trees, thinking, "I'll reach the city someday." You are like the second traveler. You believe you are moving forward, but you have no clear goal, no direction. You are walking, but not progressing. The young man lowered his head. He had spent years believing he was doing enough, when in reality, he had been stuck in the same place. "But master," he asked, "how do I change? How do I stop wandering and start moving forward?" The monk smiled. "There are 5 steps you must take to change your life. Listen carefully. 1. Set the right goal. If you don't know where you are going, how will you ever reach your destination? Your friends had clear goals, whether in education, work, or self-improvement. They knew what they wanted and worked towards it. You must decide what you truly want in life." The young man nodded. "I have been living without direction. I need to set my goal. 2. Let go of negative thinking. You have been wasting time on social media, comparing yourself to others, and feeling bad about where you are. But comparison is not progress. Let go of self-doubt and focus on your own path. The young man sighed. I often feel discouraged, and waste time on things that don't help me grow. 3. Overcome fear. Many people don't succeed because they are afraid of failure, afraid of judgment. Your friends faced fear too, but they kept moving forward. If you want to change, you must take risks and step out of your comfort zone. The young man took a deep breath. I have been afraid of failing, but now I see that not trying is the real failure. 4. Know yourself. You must understand your strengths and weaknesses. What are you passionate about? What skills do you need to develop? True success comes from knowing yourself and working on self-improvement. The young man's eyes widened. I have never truly asked myself these questions. I need to understand myself better. 5. Keep learning continuously. Life is a journey of learning. Your friends kept improving, learning new skills, and growing every day. If you stop learning, you stop growing. Read books, seek knowledge, and develop yourself daily. The young man felt something shift inside him. For the first time, he understood. The monk placed his hand on the young man's shoulder. Now that you know the path, the choice is yours. Will you remain the same, or will you start your journey towards the golden city? The young man stood up, feeling a weight lift from his heart. Thank you, Master. I now understand, I was walking without a goal, trapped in my own mind. But from today, I will set my direction and move forward. The monk nodded. Then go now, and take the first step. As the young man left the monastery, the sun was setting. But for the first time, he did not fear the darkness. He picked up a book instead of his phone, took a deep breath, and whispered to himself. This is the first step. In life, many of us wander without direction, comparing ourselves to others and feeling stuck. But as the wise monk said, change is in our hands. The first step is awareness, the second is action, setting a goal, overcoming fear, and continuously learning. It's never too late to start. Are you truly moving forward or just walking in circles? The young man chose to change, and so can you. Take that first step today, because one small action can transform your entire journey.